Hello, is my voice is audible to all of you? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, very good afternoon to all of you. In the first class, we will discuss about the. Uh, sorry, I forget my introduction. That myself, Saptami Sarkar. I am from Electrical Engineering Department, Jomta Engineering College. In the first class, we already discussed the first experiment of the basic electrical engineering lab, ECE 1013. The first part we already completed, and that is the safety precaution. What we will going to need for minimizing the electrical hazards. And now we will going to resume our second class, and in the second class we will discuss the second part of the first experiment, and that is discuss about the various type of measuring instrument in our which we use in our electrical engineering lab. Is that clear? Okay. So now I can open my PPT so that okay. My PPT is visible to all of you. Hello. I think it is visible to all of you, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mute yourself. Okay.
Sometimes the voice lags.
Okay. तुम लोग yes network issue is there I know. तुम लोग अगर तुम लोग जहाँ पर बैठे हो थोड़ा खिड़की या दरवाजे की तरफ जाओ तो नेटवर्क का इशू हो सकता है थोड़ा सा रिजल्व हो, ठीक है, बेटर हो. ओके. I think my voice is clear. Okay. So in the electrical engineering lab, we will use various type of measuring instrument. Okay. So the first instrument that we will very frequently use in our electrical engineering electrical labs, and that is voltmeter. It is the voltmeter. Okay. Now you guys tell me, there are two current is there, AC alternating current and direct current. Can you guys tell me that this instrument is made for to measuring which voltage, AC voltage or DC voltage? This voltmeter is for measuring for which voltage, AC or DC? Can you guys tell me? Anyone? ये जो सामने तुम लोग इंस्ट्रूमेंट देख पा रहे हो ये क्या है? ये एक वोल्टमीटर है जिससे हम लोग वोल्टेज मेजर कर सकते हैं, ठीक है. दिस इज द इंस्ट्रूमेंट. बाय द हेल्प ऑफ दिस इंस्ट्रूमेंट वी कैन मेजर द वोल्टेज. सर हाउ यू कैन टेल दैट दिस इंस्ट्रूमेंट can measure the voltage? Because you can see there is a V sign is there. I am indicating here the V sign is there, V for voltage. Okay. Every instrument have some indication so that you can identify the every instrument separately. So V means voltage. Okay. But I am asking you, there is AC current is there, DC current is there, AC voltage is there, DC voltage is there. So this instrument is for AC volt measuring the AC voltage or DC voltage. Can you guys tell me? Hello.
AC volts. AC volt.
If you tell anything in the class, first mention your name, then tell anything. Repeat.
Myself, Abhishek Bharti, sir. It is for AC current. It measures AC current.
AC current.
AC current को measure करता है sir. This
Wrong
voltmeter.
Wrong answer. Anyone? This instrument can use to measure AC voltage, not current. Abhishek. AC voltage. V for voltage. और ये जो साइन वेव बना हुआ है, जब तुम देखोगे कहीं पर when you see a sine wave like this in the bottom of this V, then you definitely say that this instrument is for measuring the AC voltage. AC defines the alternating current. It represents the sine wave. So this wave is representing the alternating current. So that using this instrument, you can measure the AC voltage, V for voltage, ये चीज कभी भूलना नहीं. Don't even, okay, don't forget this thing that this wave, this sine wave is representing the AC current, AC, so alternating current, and V for voltage. So this instrument is measuring, going to measure AC voltage. And what is the scale of this meter? The scale of this meter is 300. Okay, 300, 0 to 300. In between the 0 to 300, this meter can measure the AC voltage. Okay, it can't measure the voltage which is above the 300. Remember this. And this is also a analog type of meter, like our wristwatch or wall clock. Both have now, both have now, uh, both have now AC and DC. Both have analog and digital clock is there. Okay. Similar this, we have the similar we have the voltmeter. Okay. This is the digital voltmeter. Please give me 1 second. Okay. So this instrument is the digital voltmeter. Okay. Now one question is there, sir, how we can identify this meter, digital voltmeter? How you can tell that this is the voltmeter, not ammeter, not other meter? Yes, very good question. So every in the digital meter, this side, in the right hand side, you guys can see this is very hazy. Every meter have a identification plate on the meter. Like every machine have a rating plate, a identification plate on that on the body. So every meter in the back side, everything in the meter is everything specification is written on a identification plate. Okay, if you check the identification plate, you can easily find out the meter is for what. It's for measuring the voltage or current or any other thing. Now, what is a voltmeter? What is the use of voltmeter? We already discussed the voltmeter is for measuring the voltage. It can be AC, it can be a DC. Okay. Okay. Many type is there, analog, digital, like our watch. Okay. Now the next meter, which we are using in our labs. This meter is ammeter. How, sir, how you can tell that this meter is the ammeter? How you can tell that this meter is ammeter? Because in the middle of the meter, you can clearly see a sign is there. Okay, a sign is there. So A for
Ampere.
yes, exactly. A for ampere. Okay. When you guys see that A sign is there in any meter, then you guys can tell that the meter is when I going is meter is for measuring the current. Okay. V for voltage, A for current. Do not forget this thing. This is the very basic thing. And if I am asking you, if I am asking you guys that okay, this is the ammeter, but uh, is this ammeter for AC or DC? Is this ammeter for measuring the AC current or DC current? Can
DC,
you
sir.
first first tell your name?
DC, DC current.
First tell your name.
Abhishek Bharti, sir. It's me,
Okay.
Abhishek Bharti.
Okay. Okay, Abhishek. Is the
My
DC?
name is Abhishek Bharti, and this is used for DC current.
But how you identify this thing? Abhishek? Yes, tell me.
Because below A symbol, below A symbol there is a straight line.
Exactly. Very good, Abhishek.
Straight line.
Okay, okay. I got it. Okay, note yourself. Abhishek tell the right answer that this meter is for measuring the DC current. Like AC is alternating current. It represented by a sine wave, and DC is direct current. Okay, its characteristic is direct current. So in the bottom of the A, you can clearly see one straight line. The straight line is represent the DC current, DC direct current. Okay, don't remember this, forget this thing. Okay, now like this the analog ammeter. This is the analog ammeter, and the scale is 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1 to 3. Okay, now go to the digital ammeter. This is the digital ammeter. Okay, how we identify is the ammeter, because this A is there. Okay, you can clearly see A is there. You can clearly see, and also in the back side, this is the digital meter. In the back side, the identification plate of this particular meter, um, already the specification and all the things are written there. If you guys can read that identification plate, that you can easily identify. Okay, this is the ammeter, and this is for AC or DC. Okay, I think till now we have no doubt. So what is ammeter? So we already discussed the ammeter is for measuring the current. Okay. Now the next meter which we very frequently uses using our electrical labs, and that is the multimeter. Can anyone tell me, except Abhishek, can anyone tell me what is the purpose of the multimeter? Why we are using the multimeter? Except Abhishek, can anyone tell me what is the purpose of the multimeter? Why we are using the multimeter? Can anyone tell me? Anyone? Abhishek, can you tell me what is the purpose of multimeter?
In
Yes, yes.
multimeter, it can be used for high current or voltage supplies.
No,
Both ampere and current and voltage both are measured by this.
no. High current, high voltage, no. Okay, note yourself. Okay. So this is very useful meter, multimeter. Okay. We will use this instrument in our labs. So what is the purpose? Why we are using multimeter? So using the multimeter, you can, as the name suggests, multimeter means that we can measure multiple parameters on this particular, on this one meter. On the use of this 1 meter, we can use the multiple parameters. Okay, so I elaborated all the things that by the use of multimeter, we can measure the current, we can measure the voltage, we can measure the AC current, DC current, we can measure the AC voltage, DC voltage, we can measure the resistance, we can measure the frequency, we can check the if the instrument is circuit is broken or cut in the internally. We can check the continuity test. So many parameters we can check by the use of the multimeter, right? Okay. Okay. So, sir, how we can measure using this multimeter? You can clearly see the picture I am indicating uh, in between the picture. You can clearly see one regulator is there, like fan regulator. One regulator is there. Okay, in the left hand side, you can clearly see. You can zoom your screen. You can clearly see DC voltage is there. The range is between 0.1 voltage to 1000 voltage DC we can measure using this multimeter. So we just adjust the regulator knob. Okay, adjust the regulator knob in such a way that if I measure the DC voltage, so you can you can adjust the knob on that particular um, scale. Also, in the bottom, you can clearly see ammeter current is the DC current you can measure. Here in the right hand side, you can measure the current. Also, AC voltage you can measure in this part, in the right hand side top part. Okay, the many things also there are also many multimeter is there where with the use of that multimeter you can measure the frequency, AC frequency you can measure. Okay, so many things you can measure with the help of this multimeter. You guys also can see when you guys can see the TV mechanic or radio mechanic. They always have a multimeter on their bag. Okay, and using the multimeter, he or she can easily check the where the circuit or the IC is broken or damaged. Okay, okay. Now come to the next point, and that is the multimeter. This is the digital multimeter. Okay, this is the analog multimeter. Okay, and now this is the digital multimeter. Okay, this is also a digital multimeter. In this picture, you can clearly see in the digital multimeter. In the digital multimeter, you guys can clearly see that this is the digital display. Okay, in this that the bottom of the digital display indication, you can clearly continuity beeper. In this particular position, you can check the continuity test. That means you can check the like if you can check the motor motor stator or rotor winding is damaged or not. Then you can you can check with the continuity test. You can check the resistance. Okay, the bottom you can clearly see this is the resistance ohm sign. You can check the resistance of the particular circuit or the network. Okay, AC voltage you can measure the AC voltage. At the bottom of that DC voltage you can measure the DC voltage. Okay, and also in the right hand side you can clearly see I am also discussed this thing that also you can measure the frequency. AC current also you can measure the AC current. In the bottom of the multimeter, you guys can see there are three holes there. Three hole is there. I think you guys here also a hole is there. In the first two hole, two jack is connected. One jack is for common, and other is for voltage. And here this is for current terminal. You guys can see when we want to check the current, measure the current, then just open the open this terminal and connect to this socket. Okay, and this is the common terminal, common jack for all. Okay, two jack is there. Now this is the multimeter definition and working. We already discussed what is the multimeter, what is the function. Okay, now this is also very useful tool or measuring instrument, very useful measuring instrument. We call oscilloscope, we can call it a DSO, we can call this is the CRO. Okay, so we call this is the DSO, digital storage oscilloscope. Digital storage oscilloscope. Okay, so why we are calling digital storage oscilloscope? You can clearly see in the screen of the DSO, digital storage oscilloscope, a signal is there, like sine wave. One signal is there, sine wave is there. It is a signal. So using the help of this instrument, DSO, we can, as the name suggests, we can digitally analyze any signal or store any signal. We can digitally analyze or store any signal. Is that clear? We can, with the help of DSO, we can digitally analyze or store the any signal. Here you can see many switches are there. Okay, also in the bottom of this particular instrument, USB is there. Like if you can uh, generate a uh, signal through a function generator. You can see here, you can see a generator which is generated by the function generator. Also, if there is a circuit like RL circuit, RC circuit, RLD circuit, any circuit are there. If you can know what is the output signal is look like, then you can see the output signal using the help of this DSO. Also, you can stop the signal. Digitally stop the signal. You can analyze the signal. What is the peak voltage? Okay, what is the frequency of the signal? You can all analyze the signal. Not only that, you stop the screen and take the screenshot with the help of the USB. You can take the pen drive and insert the pen drive here, USB 2.3 USB port. You can take the screenshot of this particular signal. Like this, you can like mm, you guys doing an experiment, the transient response or response of the RL circuit. Then you see the response of the RL circuit in the DSO. And after the experimental data table, you guys when you guys take the screenshot and print out the screenshot and put the screenshot in your laptop. Okay, so this is very useful instrument. Using the instrument, we can analyze any signal. Okay, so CRO, okay, CRO, DSO, oscilloscope, all are the same. Okay, now come to the about the very useful instrument. Okay, that is the register. Can anyone tell me what is the purpose of register? Why the register is used? What is the basic definition of the register? Can anyone tell me what is the basic definition of the register? Register are nothing but register are there. This is the nothing but a we put the register in a circuit to register flow of the current. We using the register because we want to oppose, we want to reduce the flow of the current. That is the purpose of register. Okay, this is the all register. Okay, so in the register, like many meter, ammeter, voltmeter, register must have the identification plate. Like this resistance is for 1 ohm, this resistance is for 2 ohm, this resistance is for 100 ohm. This register do not have any identification plate. But we do not put the identification plate on the register because it is very small. That's why we put the color code here. Using this color code, we can identify what is the rating of this particular register, right? Okay. In the screen, you can also see the one instrument. The name of the instrument is rheostat. The instrument looks very heavy. The instrument looks very different, but it is nothing but it is also a resistance. It is also a resistance. This is also a resistance, and this is also a resistance. This instrument is called rheostat. We also call variable resistance. Like this resistance has a fixed value, fixed rating, like 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 10 ohm, 100 ohm. But this resistance is not have the fixed value. This resistance not have the fixed value. Like this resistance, maybe it have the rating of 0 to 300 ohm, 0 to 400 ohm, 0 to 500 ohm. In between the 0 to 500 ohm, I can vary the resistance according to our need. According to our need, I can vary the resistance. So you can clearly see this is the input terminal. This is the input terminal of the resistance. This is the output terminal. Okay. And how this resistance is working? Here in the black coating is there. So in between the black coating, the under layer of the black coating, where is wound? माने एक coil को wound किया गया है. Coil is wound under this black coating. And when it is the input supply, when current is going here, is the input, current is going here and passing through this coil. Passing through this coil, when this regulator knob is there, when this regulator knob is there, current is passing through this regulator knob and pass through this mechanical rod or rod, okay, and output is there. So current is inserting here, going to here under the black coating, coil is in, and here this knob, this regulator has a conducting knob or leg is there. So using this regulator conducting leg, the current is passing through this channel, through this metal channel, and outside is the outside and going out with this terminal. Okay, clear? This is the input, this is the output, and current is passing through the input. Okay, after that current is going to the coil which is wound under the black coating. After that current is going through the metal leg of the particular knob regulator. After that is going to the metal channel and it is the output terminal. Okay, is that clear? Okay. And when, let it be, when I already told that the rating of this particular rheostat may be 0 to 500 ohm. When we slide this regulator, when we slide this regulator or switch, then when this switch is sliding left to right, then if the resistance is here is 0 ohm, if the resistance here is 500 ohm, then when we sliding this resistance, then resistance is increasing. Resistance is increasing. Means here resistance is, if the resistance here is 0, then resistance here is how much? How much? Maybe 50. Here 100. Here 200. Here 300. Here 400. Here 500. So when we are sliding this switch or regulator, then also resistance is increasing. Vice versa. If the regulator is here, if the regulator is here, if the regulator is here, if we decrease the regulator, then the resistance is decreasing. Okay. So according to our need in the resistor, we can vary the resistance. Okay. And what is the application of the resistor? Resistor to control, like many application is there. One application is when we can control the speed of the particular motor, DC shunt motor. Then we add this thing in our DC motor armature field circuit in series. Okay, armature circuit. If we connect this thing in the DC motor armature circuit, then the speed of the motor is decreasing because current is flowing less. Okay, okay. So this is the definition of the resistor. What we have already discussed. Okay, this is the color band. This is the color band. What I am talking. I am already told you guys that in this particular register, no identification plate is there, color code is there. So this is the chart of this color code. Okay, from this chart you can identify what is the rating of the particular register. Okay. Now another useful material is there, capacitor. Okay. So what is the capacitor? What is the purpose of capacitor? In your home, in our ceiling fan, or table fan or pedestal fan, we have a capacitor, right? What is the purpose of capacitor? Anyone can know? It stored the charge. It stored the charge. Yes. The purpose of the capacitor is it store the charge. And after that, what what is the purpose of capacitor? Yes, it is to store the charge. After that, it gives the initial torque to the motor. It gives the initial torque to the motor. Okay, like in our home, ceiling fan is there. Ceiling fan is nothing but an induction motor. So induction motor, to run the induction motor, we use the capacitor. Okay, in some time our fan is not running, not revolving. Our fan is not revolving. So your electrician come and tell you guys that yeah, the capacitor is very old. Please change the capacitor. When you change the capacitor from the market, you go and told that please give us a capacitor. The store owner give you the 2.25 microfarad capacitor. When you take that capacitor and change the old capacitor by the new one, the fan speed is just like a new one, right? Okay. The ceiling fan capacitor rating is 2.25 microfarad. Also, many one have we are using the pedestal fan, pedestal Usha fan, pedestal fan. The fan also has the capacitor, but the rating is different. The pedestal fan capacitor rating is near about 4 microfarad. Okay, so it also help the motor to help the um, help to motor to give the starting torque. Okay, so capacitor. So this is the definition of capacitor. We already discussed. Capacitor is a device that is stores charge in electrical circuit. Works on it. The pieces of capacitor, conductor increase. Okay, the same thing. Already discussed. Now the next is inductor. What is the purpose of inductor? Can anyone tell me? What is the purpose of inductor? It store the current, right? Yes or no? What is the purpose of inductor? Is a passive electronic component which is capable of storing electrical energy in the form of magnetical energy. Basically, it is the use of conductor that is wound into a coil. Okay. So inductor is nothing but a coil. It is wound on a particular thing. Inductor is nothing but it is a coil which is wound on a particular thing. So nothing but okay. Inductor which is capable of storing electrical energy, electrical current to store energy को store करता है, ठीक है, in the form of magnetical energy. Okay. Not only inductor, there